So we're back. The fire in the barrel is roaring. The whistles of the constables are calling. The groans of Mike in agony are bouncing off the walls. And Calvin, you hear the wily one behind you begin to start to shuffle through some just trash and boxes and everything. And he just says, "What are you doing?" Looking back to the big one. "Take care of them!" It seems he's looking for something.
Oh, the one guy's looking in like the boxes?
The wily guy is going through, like a pile of trash and boxes. It seems like he's trying to dig to find something. So the big guy is standing in front of you with his gun to the side, and the smaller, kind of thin, wily one is in the garbage.
Okay. Well, can I do we have like a turn order, or how does this work?
It's basically as it is. So, I mean, and William, obviously you saw Mike get shot too. So if you have something you're doing, you definitely see the scene right now.
Basically, it's an open floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody appears to be bleeding,
Yeah.
and that always gets my attention.
True. There's that tasty, tasty blood being dripped on the ground.
Well, can I leave the spirit of Grandma to just be there to scowl at him, and then I'll go and helpfully help the man root through the boxes, saying, "What are you looking for? Maybe I can help."
He digs down, and finds, it looks like some kind of locket or something, clasp. He says, "Just maybe they'll take this and go away."
Who is that? The constables or the retards that were attacking us?
The scary ones that are trying to, I don't know what they're doing, but you see them, they're faster than they should be.
I know, right? I thought maybe I was just drunk.
The fat man can run. We've
What-
dealt with
what's
these
the
ones
lock?
before. I don't know what they want, but maybe they'll just take this and leave.
I'll handle it. I'll handle it. Boy, just settle down.
Oh, okay. And he kind of says,
Give me the locket. Give me the locket.
he hands it to you.
And they
kinda
want
scoots back.
they want things about that boy. What do we know about the boy's friend?
Just give him that. Just give him that.
Okay, I'm gonna look in the locket.
The locket has a name, the name of Samson in it, and it has an address to a residence in the blue collar district. Inside, it looks like a family of four: dad, mom, two little girls. All seem to be working class. The picture itself seems very faded, old.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look at it's Mike that's the closest one there, right?
Yeah, Mike's sitting there bleeding from his shoulder.
Ah!
Oh no, I'm not groaning. I'm just standing there.
I'm
With blood
gonna
dripping
approach
down.
him as if I'm approaching someone that's dangerous, and just be like, "Listen, Fatty McFatterson, we got something here for you. You're just gonna leave us alone, right?"
I'll take my hand off of the wound and stretch it out to him.
I'm just gonna I'll flip the locket to him.
Okay.
How close is he?
How close do you get to him?
Probably like just measuring in feet. Like 10 feet away.
You could do meters. That's
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't
I
sure
can
how
do the
familiar you guys
conversion.
are with.
well, I mean, this thing is in feet, so you could just be like, as well.
Only it
But
says
like
0 feet, no
definitely
matter how
like
far you go.
not within arm's reach, like a couple arms length away. And then just sort of flip it to him.
Okay.
Blood for blood. Blood for blood.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take it and step aside.
Okay. William, what are you doing? You see the big guy seems to be in some kind of trance. Mike is bleeding quite a bit. The small one has kind of disappeared beneath a bunch of trash, and the old man is kind of cowering by the other two. It sounds you start to hear the loud thumps of someone running up towards the edge of the alley.
And then the constable or the inspector had a gun on him earlier. Choices. Here. We're gonna do this. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna charge the big guy.
Okay. What are you trying to do?
Oh, he's going down. I'm gonna.
Trying to kill him, knock him out, disarm him?
I think the roll decides that.
It's more what status he's trying to give him.
Killed.
All right, you want to give him the status of dead. All
Because
right.
he's probably got a small splatter of my blood on him.
And he's shaking because grandma.
Yeah, he's definitely. I'm gonna say this is a hit with all you've got. Choose your power tags. You do get a bonus 3 from the current status that's on him of shaken.
So we're gonna use super speed,
Oh god.
strength to carry a bull,
Yep.
and mean right hook.
Okay. You're just looking
And
to like
then-
run up there and punch him, or what?
Can I use one of these well-fed tags as well?
I don't think those last very long.
Oh, so I don't have those
Yeah, I
anymore.
don't think you have those currently. You might be able to get them soon again.
Well, I mean, yeah. Okay, so it's a power 3 plus 3. So I mean, and then it's hit with all you've got.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear lord.
Okay, so you're giving him a status 3 of what? Bludgeoned? Like beaten?
Pulverized. Yeah. I'm just gonna start wailing on his face.
Okay. A power of 3 is not enough to kill him outright, but close.
That's
I would
okay.
say you could probably, if you up it to another tier, a tier 4 will definitely kill him.
How do I? How do I do that?
So you get to choose 2 of those additional bullets. So
Oh yeah. My brain doesn't want to work today. Yeah. I'll get them good, and
Maybe choose the collateral damage for the second one, like you sort of silence him as you take him down, so the inspector doesn't be like, "Oh, what's that?"
yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I'm gonna get them good, and then I'm gonna use the collateral damage one as well. So.
Okay, so the inspector's already headed here. So I guess it would be, how are you disposing
It's
him in a way
more-
that he wouldn't want?
It's more, I'm gonna do it so terrifyingly that the other guys are probably like, oh god, we don't want to mess with that again.
Okay, so you're basically trying to make it so there's not a witness to say you were the one that did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was like that one when he got here.
Okay.
Yeah, he shot himself in the face, officer. What can I say?
Here's what happens, actually.
He didn't do nothing.
You charge in, and you hit him, and you hit him, and you hit him one last time. And as you do, he spins around in slow motion. A few teeth kind of spray out, and he begins to fall. And he falls right on the edge of the barrel going right into his mouth and severing almost the entire head, but definitely knocking it back. As he falls down, the bottle of liquor falls out of his pocket and crashes on the ground, creating liquid. Blood begins to mix with the liquid, and as he sits there, it would appear that maybe he was a bit too drunk and fell over. But he definitely did.
He did. It wasn't me, officer. He
He
did.
was drunk. He fell over. His head fell off.
Yes. That's what we'll say.
What happens with the gun that was in his hand?
So the gun falls down. Actually, it falls in front of you, Calvin. So you see this happen in a moment. You've seen them like kind of run, but you haven't seen this kind of speed. And in a second, there's a flash of darkness, and then William is just there. Boom, 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 boom. Guy spins, falls dead. William kind of brushes a bit of dirt that's still clinging to him and still muddy. And the gun falls down in front of you. While he's working on that, Mike, what are you up to with your bullet wound?
Well, since the inspectors are basically here, I'm gonna sit down against the wall.
Okay. Sounds good. So Calvin, as you look down to the gun, you look up, and down the alleyway is the inspector. You hear additional boots back behind you. He looks down the alley, kind of goes to pull out his gun and begins approaching. What's going on down here? Who is that? He points towards the body resting on the barrel.
It's crazy. They're trying to rob an old man and his son. I don't even know.
I just wanted to go home, Dad. Why did we come to... I'm gonna just, like, plop on my butt. I don't know what's going on. I don't like it.
So
Arrest him.
he begins to... He slides the revolver in, but he looks directly towards you, Calvin, and goes... You two were just at the fountain, yes?
Well, he was in the fountain, but we were around there, yeah.
Huh, you just sound a bit different than you did.
Yeah, well, that's because I'm using the wrong accent. Actually say that.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
All right, boys.
So how much? How much is it going to be?
Move.
How much to just make you walk away?
Just...
That's the wrong thing to say to this guy.
Make the bad man go away, Dad, or I will.
Yeah, can you do me a favor and take a risk there as you just tried to bribe this officer?
I don't know how I went from drunk to special needs, but we're there.
Okay. So I'm definitely going to be doing throw money at the problem.
Okay.
Take this. Get out of here.
I'm gonna say charming is gonna be mixed in that, and
You're an old man.
Say we'll throw a little bit of my sort of special voice powers in there, maybe tricks of the mind.
Okay.
Okay. And this is take a risk.
Yeah, you just tried to bribe an official, so the risk is going to be if he's willing to accept it or not. Okay.
These are 1800s cops. They're not honest. No, not at all. He's like, okay, I'm out of here. See ya.
Yeah. He begins to kind of chuckle and points to you, William. All right, you go sit over by... Oh, shit, son, what happened to you? And he looks to you, Mike.
I'm just clutching my arm, laying there against the.
He's just doing the Family Guy
against the
thing.
wall.
He's just like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He pulls out his whistle and he does like one shrill sound and just says, "All clear," and you hear the running of the other constables kind of stop. And he points to you, Calvin, and kind of does the finger wag. All right, come here, old man.
Oh, of course, of course.
All right. Just look. Obviously, some shit's gone down here. That's pretty clear. Why don't you tell me who you guys really are and what you're doing down here?
Okay, all right, buddy. If we fess up, then we can just listen. We didn't want any troubles here. You know, I was gonna to kind of do something. You know, cards or cup and balls. You know how it is in these neighborhoods, right? You know, make a couple of bucks, stuff like that. I'll admit, not the best thing in the world, but these crazy guys just pulled a gun on us, and then we just wanted to go away. We just want to go home. We've had way too much to drink.
All right. All right. He goes. He kind of takes the body, kind of flips it up and over. God damn. Take your friend. Get him to a hospital. You there. He points to the Weasley one. Up. Let's go. You're under arrest. The Weasley one's like just shaking, like, I don't know what's going on. Kind of gets up. Pulls out some handcuffs.
Bye, Felicia.
Flips him on him. Begins walking him kind of down to the alley. Gives a quick to the constables. We got one. Gonna need the body man to come and get this piece of shit out of here.
I'm gonna point at the skinny one and wave.
As it doesn't appear he's noticed the gun on the ground yet, but he probably will. So as he goes to arrest the Weasley one, what do the three of you do?
It's still over by Calvin?
It is, yeah. I think Calvin may have walked over it to go and talk to him, but it's still around the area.
I'm not touching the gun, but if the constable's facing away from me for the moment, I would like to do just maybe a very quick pat down the guy's pockets.
Okay. Sounds good. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Preferably any sort of papers or notebooks, anything that would have be like information based.
So,
like if he has any scribbled pieces of paper or a card from somebody or anything like that.
Really, all you find is a matchbook from the coffee shop. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he has a lot of other things on him.
Do I see him pull out the matchbook?
Mm-hmm. I don't know, unless he's trying to hide it.
Are you trying to hide it?
Not from you guys.
I'm gonna cough and point, just like kind of point at you while I'm coughing. So maybe like at the matchbook. I'll point at the matchbook.
I'm gonna pocket the matchbook.
Okay.
But you guys will see me pocket.
Yeah.
So the inspector kind of walks the Weasley one down to the edge and has a quick conversation with the constables, turns and begins to make his way back up. Pretty sure I told you, get your friend to the hospital.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm trying to stand here, and I'll wobble up and go over and pick up Mike the best I can.
All right.
I'll hobble after them like an old man.
And away we go to the hospital.
Yeah, I need to get to the hospital. I've got a gunshot 3.
So we go back to the pit, and we just kind of throw Mike down it and move on. No, I guess we go to the hospital.
Great, Spoon killed me again.
I didn't do it. Stilts did it. I just assisted.
No,
we'll take you to the hospital. It'll be okay. There, big guy, and I'll pat you on the shoulder. You got shot in. It's okay.
So is this how you guys always do these things? Because we were doing just fine, talking back and forth until you got all super aggressive there.
Yeah, this is usually how it goes.
Goody, my life is this now.
I'll pull out my pocket watch and be like, oh, it's getting kind of late. Maybe we should hurry up.
Yeah, the nearest hospital is probably the Royal Hospital. It's also the biggest hospital as well. So, as you take Mike there, what would the rest of you do? Is everybody staying at the hospital, or
Oh hell,
okay,
Oh yeah, they're gonna
They'll
ditch
just
me.
drop you off?
on
Drop
the
me on the
doorstep.
doorstep, knock on the door, and run away. Ding dong, ditch a gunshot.
Okay.
No, I'll stay.
Yeah, I mean we've got some information now with the locket and stuff like that.
We might as well discuss it.
The
What
sun
better-
sold silverware for that $20,000 worth of stuff that a soul stole. Did you guys check anything to do with where he sold it? Like pawn shops or brokers?
We don't even
Fences?
exactly know what he took. Just random paintings.
So the
and
mom
items.
told you it was a variety of rare books, paintings, jewelry, a mixture of things. That he was taking it. That you guys found that note that said he needed to meet someone at the Broadview Gardens with $20,000. And then about
So he liquidated it fast. So to me, and I'm saying this in game with this accent, to me that means he had to fence it, and he had to fence it quick, which means there is someone that's going to notice. If we check pawn shops or fences, or brokers, maybe we can figure out where he a little more here whereabouts of where everything is down. Just an idea. Once again, you guys got the lead on this. Just following behind.
I mean, yeah, sure. Mike?
Just be like on the way to the hospital.
We just stopped by at a pawnbroker with Mike in tow, just like he's bleeding. He's like, hey!
Well, I mean, you do
got
have
any paintings?
one of your, power tags for the order is the fact that you have kind of both the kids that are a source of information. Then you also have the whoever your handlers are as well. So you do have some resources for investigation, kind of citywide. Which is going to be vague, from what they know, but
Kids are out of school. They're running around rampant.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. That's perfect. We'll ask the kids in the order and use our underground reputation.
okay.
Okay. Makes sense, yes.
So,
Get the kids to go from like pawn shop to pawn shop.
Yeah.
Or
How many-
brokers, fences. Well, fences might need someone more like me.
Yeah, just have to be pawn shops.
what we can do here is this all kind of fits within another kind of downtime where he can work to recover some statuses and you guys can work the case a little bit more. The question would then be, how many days are you taking to both recover and then also source information? Would you be coming back together as a full group? Obviously, you can discuss in between, but would you be going to the next step the very next day or waiting till the weekend?
We're gonna wait until Mike at least get patched up, so probably the next day at least.
There are still jobs for one of you that might be interesting with an injured arm.
Well, I mean,
I could just
He's-
go home and hang out with the wife while he's healing.
yeah, it's up to you guys how fast you want to push it. I mean, the longer he stays missing, the worse it could be.
He's already been missing like 3 months at this point.
Oh shit! So he's probably dead
not,
anyway.
not about 3 months. It's been probably about 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, an extra day or two ain't gonna is not.
Yeah,
gonna
it's not. It's not like it's been like just yesterday. We know that he was mostly just doing
Well,
drugs.
Why don't
Yeah.
we just take a couple of days to ask some questions and just do a little bit of put some tendrils out there, and we'll let our one buddy heal up a bit.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so probably going then till Saturday. That way, kind of have the full free day. Don't have to worry about jobs and all that.
Yeah.
With that, Mike, I would say you're probably able to drop it down to a tier 1, like sore arm status. And you can also get rid of the caked in mud status.
Yay! I'm no longer Mike. I'm not filthy.
And I would assume you probably... How long do you keep your disguise up of old man?
I'm assuming the spirits are here, black powder rum, and disguised would all be gone at this point. Because I would drop the disguise. I drank the rum, and the spirits aren't really actively here right now.
Okay. Sounds good. And, yeah, fewer eyes is not here anymore. So, yeah, you guys spend a couple days investigating the source of income, of where he might have taken it, all of that. So I would have you both then work the case. So you both get 3 clues. You just need to describe what your method and source might be. Basically, how are you getting this information?
The children.
I say, yeah, you focus on the kids with the pawn shops and brokers, and I probably know some fences because reasons.
Yeah.
Don't worry
reason-
about it.
No.
Okay. Sounds good. So, yeah, you have 3 clues then that you can use. What kind of information would you be looking for, William?
So we each get 3 clues,
Mhm.
or okay. So I would probably be having the kids ask about probably not fancy paintings. They probably wouldn't know too much about that, even if they'd seen it right in their face. Probably, like, hey, my mom's necklace has gone missing, or something like that. The jewelry. See if anybody's pawned any of the jewelry she might have described. And probably
From what they're able to source out based off of watching over a few of the pawn shops, listening into the conversations, all that, it doesn't appear that anyone has tried to pawn off a large amount of jewelry within the past few months.
And then maybe I'll have them. I don't know why I've done this earlier. Have them maybe ask around and see if they've actually seen the kid, or if they've heard of his whereabouts thing.
Yeah, I think you get a few different reports, some confirming the information you already have. A few remembered seeing him at the coffee shop. He would always kind of leave with some kind of baggie of something. And one of the kids remembers him going to the park. He actually had a large bag that he was carrying. They only remember him because when he ran into the park, he actually ran into the street vendor selling his chestnuts, and nuts just went everywhere, and they were able to grab like tons of them to bring back to their friends. So they're actually still, getting that protein to this day. But they remember him getting into the park with a very large sack that he was carrying.
All right. Is that 2 or 3?
That's 2.
Then I'll probably ask them if they know where the what's his name? The drug dealer. Where is it? It's on this board here. I have to zoom in. Oh, Dominic. If they know where Dominic goes after he leaves, because then we can track him. Yeah.
They've seen him go into the blue collar district, but he goes into kind of a part of the area that not very many people get into, and they have no reason to go there. So they do see him when he leaves the coffee house. That's where he heads to.
All right. Yes, I'm terrible with questions. I know these. I know
It's all
these.
good. So, Calvin, what kind of questions do you have as you investigate a bit?
Okay, well, I've probably fenced many of things from my cons before in a little more secretive way. So I'm gonna see. I'll just go around people that I may know. And first thing I want to know is if anyone, because liquidating 20 grand worth of random shit in a short period of time is not an easy thing. It sort of reeks of desperation. So I'm asking first of all for the first clue is if there was any transactions of someone, yeah, basically, do any of the fences know of him desperately trying to liquidate that much random capital? Because that's the type of thing that I'm assuming would stand out.
Yeah, no, they definitely all kind of kind of give you that joke of, man, I wish it would have shown up on my doorstep. But it doesn't seem that anyone had tried to fence a large quantity of items.
Okay, damn. Do because we still don't know where he sold the stuff to get the money.
So some of the information you would have garnered is that this kid, not very bright.
Okay.
Father thinks he's a golden boy, best at everything, but mother provided the information that he did not do very well at school. He was not a very social person, and also had a very large opium addiction, so he probably wasn't thinking straight a lot of the time.
Okay. If I can switch it up a little bit, what about loan sharks? What if I start asking if maybe that stuff was put to his detriment as a down deposit for a loan?
So I'm going to say before we ask that question, you have a chance to talk to William, and
Okay.
William probably passes along the information he got.
Okay.
The sack he's carrying more than large enough to be carrying everything he may have stolen into the
Okay.
park.
So he didn't liquidate it so much as he's just giving it directly to them.
Yes.
Okay.
And it doesn't seem that whoever he gave it to has done anything with it yet.
And he went with a large sack to the park.
To the park. Yep.
Okay.
You can always save these questions for later too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we might as well save it for now then until we maybe explore the park a bit more then.
Yeah. That sounds good.
So I'm just terrible at asking questions. I just
No,
learn by doing.
you've figured out. I think you saved
Yeah.
yourselves a few questions.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get myself caught up.
That's again.
Yeah, we're not
Feel
very good at
free
explaining
to,
what's going on.
slow down. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of interjecting a little bit to make sure. By the way, you guys figured this stuff out too.
If you have any questions, just ask and
Yeah.
I'll go over
Oh,
what
yeah.
notes.
Well,
'Cause-
we're all still learning a bit. All right. So as it gets to be the weekend, you have a bit of study. It does seem like the park is probably the next place to go. Mike, you're able to again recover to a tier 1 sore arm status from that, but I think you might have to miss at least a day of work, unless you really want to push yourself to go to work, in which I might have you roll to see if your status is affected as drastically or not.
I don't need all these notes about Proximo and the like anymore, do I?
No, Proximo's somewhere doing something. Who knows?
Well, I mean all the notes about. Well, I'll just keep them. Whatever. I don't care.
He might
Yeah,
show
he's
up
out.
at some point.
He's the big bad of the entire series. It's like, haha, it was me, Proximo.
What do you
York is
think, Mike? Do you try to take some time off to actually recover as much as you can, or do you try to patch it up and get back to work right away?
No, I'll definitely take Friday off because Fridays are a little bit lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't bother taking out their trash that night
I do.
because they know it's just they're gonna have a big pile up from partying on Friday nights.
Partying
So
on
they
Friday
won't
nights.
take it out. They won't take it out Friday morning when they go to work because they know it's just gonna be Fridays are a little bit lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
All right.
Saturdays
Then
are a bitch though.
what time would you all be planning on meeting back at the pit, or do you all head to the gardens on your own to meet up there at a later time?
Slightly reticent to say this, but maybe we should meet up at the pit before we go in, just because I don't know all of what's going on.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Okay.
To the pit.
How late do you work on the weekend, Mike?
Same time.
Okay, so then you guys would have a few hours before Mike's even off, because he doesn't even normally get off till later in the day. So you definitely have some time to discuss the case. Yeah,
This would be on this like the Saturday.
yeah. So this would be the Saturday.
I'm assuming I was probably working pretty heavy Friday night, so I'm probably pretty hungover the Saturday morning.
Okay. The smell of the pit makes you pretty darn sick. Like it
Get a tag of nauseous.
is
3.
not good. You're holding it in so far, but
Ugh.
Not that bad.
Don't worry, I'm Chippy or Chipper.
Mhm.
so yeah, as we kind of the new morning rises and we come into the pit, we see William sitting there neatly dressed, doing notes or whatever he's doing, and stumbling in, tie kind of off kilter, leaning heavily on his cane, comes Calvin.
Good morrow.
Oh, not so loud. Oh, I think I've drank too much. Last night was quite a bit, shall I tell you?
What's that?
Oh, no, too much. As too much. Nope. Water, more rum, maybe more rum.
We have plenty of rum.
There is. You look up on the top of the fireplace, and there's a brand new bottle.
Oh, fuck. I'll take a swig of rum.
It calms the stomach a bit. The head still pounds though.
Well, it's the fire I've been looking for, that's for sure. Oh, weekends are rough, let me tell you. Work's a bitch.
Work. Yeah, okay. Yeah, kids can be jerks. I understand that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So where's the guy that's been shot? Is he dead?
He's probably, collecting garbage.
Oh well.
He does that.
I guess we'll just wait here and just. What are we doing? Are we going? We going to the pot today?
Yeah, almost unlikely. Just gonna head to the park and, see if we can find some drug dealers and, missing kids like usual.
Like usual. That's all right. Tell you what. Tell you what. I like take my jacket off. This corner looks comfy. I'm just gonna have me a little lie down until he comes back.
Oh, you don't know what's been in that corner.
Well, I'm gonna be in that corner, and I don't know what I've been in the rest of the night, so it's just going to mingle.
Alrighty. I'm just gonna, open the weekly newspaper and smoke my cigar.
Okay.
Wait
Sounds
for
good.
Mike.
So
Weekly
Calvin, do you have additional
newspaper.
questions about the investigation so far that we can fill you in before you head off to the garden?
I don't think so, but I mean, I don't really know what questions even to ask.
Okay. Well, let me basically run you through the information that's here on the table. So, starting off, the order sent a telegram basically requesting that these guys take on this kind of task. They know it's unusual, but because of their flundering of the last directive, they've been tasked with this instead. The order did mention that the Bexley family were benefactors of the order and had offered a reward for the safety of their son. The son's been missing for, like I said, about 4 or 5 weeks. The police had investigated but seemed to be unable to come up with anything, unable to help. From there, investigating the police station, they determined that Hans did have an opium addiction, and they determined the location of his dealer being the Cocoa Gate. From their home, they found out that his father, Leonard, again, did not picture his son as anything less than perfect, that he could do nothing wrong, and he absolutely was not a drug addict. He was the perfect boy. However, they found his stash of supplies hidden in the back of his dresser, an opium pipe and all of the drugs he had on him. They found a note that mentioned Broadview Garden, 9 a.m. on June the 3rd, bring $20,000. There was a matchbook from the Cocoa Gate with the name Dominic on it. The mom believes that the son simply run away due to unrealistic expectations by the father. The father was a kind of overbearing, so she believes that he kind of took the money and just tried to escape home. The son stole silverware, rare books, jewelry, all worth nearly $20,000, and had asked his parents for money for a party, but the parents declined because it was a large amount of money, and he had never had a party before, so it was a very kind of strange circumstance. From the Cocoa Gate, they learned from the barista that if they bring in a matchbox, they can supply it to the barista, and the barista will point out Dominic. He's basically the gatekeeper to any possible drug transactions. They learned that the inspector of the case was watching over the area to try to figure out who Dominic might be. They figured out who Dominic was. Again, a teenage Italian-looking fellow with a satchel. And then from the brief investigation of the gardens, Mike was able to find that there's quite a few families and folks wandering about. There was a strange bird lady that seems to watch everyone closely, a caretaker who stays busy cleaning up, and a street vendor who sells chestnuts at the entrance. So yeah, it definitely is a strange case. You all are monster hunters. This is not a monster, but again, because of the situation
that one of us fucked up.
They have specifically said, you are kind of the tip of the spear, so it would make sense that our field agents go and do this task.
Okie dokie.
Mm-hmm. Any questions?
Many.
I think we are good for now.
All right.
Let us go to the park.
But what about Mike?
Oh, I thought he was here.
Yeah, it's evening
Oh.
time. You all kind of get to the park in the later evening hours.
He had that dream while he was sleeping in the corner.
Okay.
Exactly. So yeah, we kind of follow you all through the city. You get to the parks. It's a large park. Many trees, bushes, and flowers cover the entire landscape. There's a canal that runs through the center of the park that leads to the larger river that splits the city. There's 2 bridges that connect both sides of the park from either side. There's still a few families gathered around, a few people that are heading from one part of the city to the other after a hard day of work. There's still the vendor at the front entrance trying to sell off his chestnuts. You guys are at the entrance of the park. I guess we might as well just go ahead and hop over here.
Battle
We have
map.
a lovely, beautiful battle map.
Battle map. Yeah, battle map. Everybody loves a battle map.
Let's bring everybody here to the entrance. There's
Now-
Kevin.
Now, Mike,
There's Mike.
you were here before. Where did you end up going?
To the old lady on the bench.
Whoa. Yeah, I teleported. This
You
old
can
this,
see her. Yeah, right there.
Yep.
that one. Okay.
And then he
Watch
cleaned
for
the
birdies.
ivy off this bridge.
You didn't make it very far.
Well, he was wandering around. So
I mean,
he-
it's a big
he did
loop,
full
so
lap.
Yeah, no, this it's not exactly to scale.
No.
This think. What did you say?
Central
Stilts.
Park.
Yeah.
Oh,
don't-
that's big.
Yeah.
Like
don't
this.
ever
This
seen
is
it,
a
so.
very big area.
Is it like a state park type size?
It's the main big park in downtown.
Because I have no sense of scale of Central Park. So
Oh,
It's-
Central Park is not small.
No. Think of a forest in the middle of a city.
okay, I can deal with a forest. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know forests.
It's very, very large.
I live in farmland, so that's
Okay, Central Park is 1.3 miles squared.
Yeah. Big.
that's a lot of nuts.
Yeah, you're not gonna walk across it anytime soon.
No.
Like you can barely see that old lady down there.
Okay, fair enough. This is like 900 feet to here.
Something.
Hey,
It's don't worry about exacts of the map. It just gives you a
Just
relative
big, yeah.
layout.
That's all right. Well, then I retract my previous statement. You went all the way through it.
Yeah, we were on a date. We walked all around.
Oh, I didn't know we went on a date.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, what's his name?
You people.
No. You should see his house. It's filled with the naughties, magazines. And
Okay.
the story.
No.
The stories Levi would tell. He stayed one
Those-
night and he never wanted to go back. It was
Those were planted by Levi.
Well, I'm gonna
Mhm.
stay my normal charming self, and I'm gonna start looking for the regulars of the park. You can always tell who the regulars are because they kind of have their spot.
Yeah,
I'll
the
talk
first
to the old lady
one-
on the bench.
The first one you see would be the gentleman that is attempting to sell you some. I got the warm nuts here. Who wants the warm nuts? Come over here and taste my warm nuts. You'll never have a saltier nut in your life. Come. A great snack as you walk through the park.
I'll put
I'll-
some of your nuts in my mouth.
Very
I'll
good,
go get
son.
some. I'll be a bit more polite and put together about it. Yes, I will order not.
Oh, wonderful. I have salted. I have salt and sweet. I have caramelized. What would you like?
Just salted.
Very good. All right, he goes and he grabs a little tube, kind of shovels a few nuts in it. You see he's got this large tray kind of strapped to him with a bit of warm coals underneath, keeping all of the nuts that are separated by a bit of metal kind of walls. There's 3 different sections. He scoops them in and hands it over. You exchange the few whatever pence dollars that it is. You boys are coming along a bit late, aren't you? Still a beautiful day. Haven't had much rain. It's quite lovely to walk the park.
Oh yes, of course. It's so some people, long days, even have to work on the weekends. I say.
It's
But
not work, it's
nevertheless-
fun.
Well, yeah. So I still have to have some time to just relax amongst the park. Yes.
Of course. What a beautiful place to be.
Oh yes. So we're just looking around. I'm always interested. You see, I am a bit of a writer, you see, about the
Hmm.
local. I am writing about local life. Tell me, my man, who are the people that are the regulars? Park, the salt of the earth, if you will.
Oh, well, it's quite a bit of a ruly crowd. You have people coming and going, but you have Aquila. She's over there with her birds all the time. You have Roberto. He takes care of a lot of the gardens. I know they have a few of the additional caretakers. Well, Trevor is around. He doesn't work very late into the day. But to be honest, there's probably quite a few regulars that pass through, but no one that really stays too long.
Oh, well, thank you for the information, good man. I'm sure I will be by again for some more tasty
Oh,
grapes.
of course, please. Be here for a few more hours till it gets too dark. What about you other gentlemen? Can I interest you in any of my nuts tonight?
I already bought some caramel nuts.
Very good.
No. Mostly because I don't have any money.
Looks like you
Everybody has
probably ate
money.
enough anyways.
So, who have you guys already spoken with?
I've never been here.
Oh, well, that's
Bird lady, you need to go talk to the bird lady.
Well, I shall go talk to the bird lady. Her Keela, I think you said her name was.
Tequila, yes.
I'm
Let's
going to go speak to Keela.
let's to the bird
So
lady.
as you begin to walk down the path, you see kind of off in the distance, there's an older woman sitting there wearing dark gray kind of shawl and a bit of fur, large gray hat, and it's covered in kind of white spots of bird droppings. She has a few birds on her shoulder down in front of her, and she's just feeding them. As people walk by, she'll just look and kind of give this small grin and just watch as they walk by. As you begin to get a bit closer, she looks up. Ah, Kelvin, it's so nice to meet you. Please come and take a seat.
I will sit down to her, although I will try to hide my surprise at her knowing my name, but I am probably show it a little bit.
She leans over. You have such beautiful eyes. Why is it you would try to hide it?
Oh, bonjour, madame. Yes, of course. I do have eyes that the ladies lack, do not. But I've come for you and your wonderful eyes. They show such pleasantness towards the creatures of the park, yeah?
You're too much, darling. Tell me, your friends. I can see him over there. Is William
is,
too shy to come over and say hello?
Friends would be a very loose term, but I guess we could call them work compatriots for now, huh?
So that's why you've been spending so much time together, I see.
Yes, of course. You have abilities like us, I see.
Oh dear, I have many things, as do you.
Of course, of course. We have had help. But you spend your time here and not in server service, the same assholes that took me into service. Or are you?
Oh, no, dear. No, I'm here on my own, just watching, learning, loving, as it always is, as it always will be.
Freedom, the best part of life.
It is, it is.
Oops.
Take it you
I'll
begin to
motion for the
approach.
others to come over.
Yeah. He waved me over, so I came over. Hello.
Ah, Mr. William, it is so pleasant for you to join us as well. Please come, take a seat. She goes and like brushes some of the remaining crumbs and everything from the other side of her. A few of the birds kind of flutter around as you both approach. Oh, off, children. Nothing to worry about.
I'll have a seat. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. So, what can I do for you boys tonight? You have questions. I have answers. But do you have the right questions?
You are so knowledgeable. I'm surprised you do not know why we are here.
Oh, but if I said what you were here for, would you know that I knew, or would I know that you knew?
Oh, we wish to play games, do we?
Life is
let
all a
us
game, is it not, dear?
let us have some verbal repartee.
What do you?
We are looking for someone. William, why don't you not fill her in, yeah?
Yeah. I don't know what's happening here. Yeah.
William, how is your dear wife? How is she doing these days?
I think my
Are
mind's
you missing
broken.
the children from your class?
Your little birds tell you quite a lot, do they? No, not so much. They're annoying little brats, but they have to be taught. And the wife's fine. And now it seems pointless to ask you about Hans, but what about Hans?
So, Miss Aquila has a custom move. And when a custom move is enacted in City of Mist, I have to tell you what it is. This one's quite interesting, quite fun. The greatest thing you'll ever learn. For every power tag you have that represents true love, well, this person, as you can obviously tell, will answer one question. You receive one clue and must answer it straight. Cannot use the same tag on this move ever again. And unless you show true love, she cannot answer your questions even if you force her.
Has to be about true love.
Your interpretation or her interpretation of true love.
Okay.
That is up to you to decide what that might be.
Mike loves men. Does that count?
Ironically, with what Mike's been doing lately, he might actually have a few more tags on the rest of you, but he's not comfortable with Aquila at the moment. He's watching out for birds.
I don't have any tags about true love. So,
Love's mentioned in one of my concepts, but that's not a tag.
so
well,
I can't ask any questions.
I have a desire to be liked.
You do. Are you
And
not
charming.
loved by the spirits?
That's true. The spirits will respond to me.
Oh no, that's wrong. I have a story tag.
It's true.
If that counts. Yeah.
Yeah, you can use that at least once.
Okay. The spirits love me, and you know what? I have true love when it comes to my money and possessions.
Okay. No, I
So
think with your character,
living the
yeah.
high life.
So, for each tag that you want to expend towards this move, you can ask one question, and she will answer. So, William, what question are you asking?
You have to answer truthfully, right? With a straight answer. You can't be all vague and stiltsy.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Take it as a compliment.
I mean, you do the same thing, Hawk, and I'm assuming what Qed does, and you obfuscate, and
I give straight answers. They might lead to other questions, but they're straight answers.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The GM thing.
You can see on Ked's face. He knows.
Of course, Qed knows. I can't see anything. My camera don't load.
I've been playing these games for 25 years. I know.
I've been playing them for 3.
Same.
I don't know nothing. No, the real question is whether to ask this or that or. Where are my notes? Here are my
Calvin,
notes.
would you like to ask a question while he searches for one? Or do you want to wait for him to ask?
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see what he fishes out first with his incompetence, and then see if I can sweep it up.
That's a good point.
It's in character. I'm thinking. Don't worry.
That's a good point. Um. God, I don't know. 'Cause I want to ask something about the case. I guess that would be the smart thing, the prudent thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Agreeing with me doesn't tell me nothing. Uh. We'll just get to the point, fine, because that's what I do as a history teacher. Where is Hans Bexley?
You ask such difficult questions for you actually. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Thomas is back.
Stilts, you
Again?
said once per session.
2 Thomases?
It's okay. It is only once per session, don't worry.
This is unprecedented. 4 Thomases.
They're all coming.
The intensity of the session is rated in the number of Thomases.
So after Thomas goes by, she responds, I'm afraid I'm not sure exactly where he's gone. I remember seeing him and what he's done. I remember seeing those that he was with. But where he is now, it is strange. It is nowhere I've ever seen, nowhere I've been. Do you want me to tell you more?
No, I don't have any more love tags.
It doesn't seem she knows where his current location is.
He's outside the city. Got it.
Okay, well, I got at least 2 tags that I could probably use in this case.
I don't love stuff enough.
I have spirits that love me, and I love money and stuff, so a lot. Okay, so I guess I will start with one second. I'm just bringing up my notes I've got up so far.
See, when we did this on tabletop, I just had notes out on the table that everybody could read.
You could have a notebook, and I technically have a thing that you can all write on.
Well, yeah, I know, but
Well, I've been writing in it.
yeah,
I'm still getting caught up here.
Mhm.
Do out of game started catching up. Do we know who he was trading the money to specifically, and why?
no.
No. Okay.
No.
Well, that's a
didn't-
big step.
We didn't get that far.
Okay.
They'd like to cause chaos, and I was teaching school.
Okay. Well, in that case, beautiful lady, I think one of the questions we need to know is who was he trading the money to? Who was he dealing with?
Of course, yes. It was a strange one. I've never really seen him here before. Young fellow, long dark hair, 2 braids, seemed to be Asian. Shinlem, I believe his name is. Oh, he's a bad one. He's certainly bad. He's very, very naughty, doing very naughty things. He did naughty things that day, too.
I see. I see. And you mentioned that Buxley was gone to a place that you could not see anymore.
Yes. Well, you see,
Who was it that took him? Was it Shenlin?
that day, that boy, he came with such a hurry, such a fuss. He rushed down the path, knocking down dear Edgar over there, spilling his nuts all over the ground. Then he met with this Shinlen down by that bridge right over there. She points to the bridge right down the path.
Yes.
There were two other men down there. They all went underneath the bridge. Shenlim exited, went on his cab, and went off into the blue-collar district. That's as far as I could follow him. The two men, they were on a boat, began to sail down the canal. A bunch of potatoes and things on it. They took it all the way down over to the industrial district, and that's where they unloaded, and I lost vision of them from there. I never saw the boy. He didn't leave with Shenlim, and I never saw him with the other two.
I have a feeling the boat had more than potatoes. I thank you for your time, Akira. You have been helpful, and your company is as wonderful as I could have imagined. Part of me wonders if you were here. I imagine this was the first park I did my first cup and the ball game at.
Oh dear, you've been around for quite a long time, haven't you? Seen many things. Don't
A
worry.
couple of years.
We'll see each other again soon.
I look forward to it. Yeah, I have no other tags to ask questions with.
Unless you count my thirst for blood as a love, but no.
Do you
Your
have
love of
other
carnage?
questions you want to ask her?
Have you noticed anything else unusual around here? Maybe not about what we're doing, just in general. I find it interesting.
See, there's that stilts thing again.
It's more.
Processing.
Indeed.
Processing.
I think she just. I don't think she verbally responds. She just looks at you, smiles, and shakes her head no.
Okay. I've only eaten part of my nuts. I'm actually gonna toss some of them down for the birds, and just sit there quietly for a moment, just enjoying her company.
Sounds good. So, Mike, while they're having a conversation with your old friend, what are you up to?
Mike's dead.
I would have been planting the orchids.
All right, you head back over to your little spot, checking in on the orchids. They seem to still be there. The recent rains have kept them well watered. It seems the caretaker has been taking care of them as well as he said he would. It does seem that the birds are currently focused on the two men that are currently with her. They don't seem to be bothered by you at the moment.
Well, they know they can't keep up with me.
Well, with your broken leg and your
It's
shot
just
shoulder.
a gunshot.
Nah, it's just a sore arm.
Your lack of speed because you blew out your hammies.
That is true.
Okay, so he's working on the orchids. What else would you guys like to do here in the park?
I'm gonna go investigate the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, we should probably go comb that over just in case there's any clues or anything left behind.
Okay. I'll say that there's going to be a bonus on whoever wants to investigate this to take a +1, but I guess give me an idea of what we see as you investigate it. Like, what are you guys doing?
What
Not
did you
wading
want to
through
take
vines.
lead on this?
Yeah, sure. You're gonna GM me without being a GM. I like it. It's all that experience.
I'm just trying not to be that guy that like enters a campaign and like, hey,
No.
I'm the center. Look at me. Look at me.
Be that guy, please, because we don't know what we're doing. Phazon won't ever speak up. He has to be prompted.
So
Okay,
Chris
well,
is.
you want me to try some stuff then?
You try whatever you want, man. I'll follow up and be incompetent any day. It doesn't bother me none.
I'm gonna go under the bridge, and I'm gonna investigate a bit differently. I am going to pull out a set of cards, and I am going to commune with the spirits there to see if they have anything favorable to tell me.
spirits have stories to tell, indeed.
See, I was just gonna sniff for blood.
Let's go ahead and investigate to see how many questions you're going to have.
Okay. Spirits will definitely work for that one.
And Calvin,
I'm gonna do
being
control the
a
dice.
history teacher, would William recognize the cards you have?
They would be like sort of like a variant on like tarot cards. He might recognize them, yeah. They'd be like rare, like they're not commonly used, but depending on what type of history stuff he's taught, maybe he would recognize them.
You're not the only old thing in this park, mate. I'm probably in a book somewhere. Yeah. If they're not like super like one-offs, yeah, probably.
No, they're set up after a certain type of card that exists. They're not like just unique things.
All right. Well, I would probably recognize them. Probably wouldn't know too much about them, but I would probably recognize them. Fancy.
Oh, I
Oh.
did not do good.
The spirits are angry.
Oof. Okay.
Is that
Right,
what
so
the?
you were trying to call the spirits to
It's
a
answer
7
your
though, isn't it?
questions.
I found anger spirits.
Right, that's a 7.
That's
Because
true.
you gave him a +1 to the investigate.
That's true.
Oh yeah, I didn't
that
add
would
the
be a
extra
7.
+1.
Okay. So yeah, you
You're
still
welcome.
then get 2 questions. And then I can either choose something to do with stuff and things. I have a feeling since they're spirits, you know.
Yep. As for whether he recognized the cards or not, does he? Should I like give a little hint what they
Do
are?
you want me to roll on it?
That's completely up to you, Calvin, on if you're trying to keep this information kind of a need to know, or if you're okay with members of your crew knowing it.
With members of my crew, he doesn't seem to, but like with the disguise thing, you notice he's not hiding it as much with them. He knows that they're a little on the freaky side, anyways.
Okay.
I mean,
So yeah, I might as well say then, the cards, it's not like just like normal gypsy tarot cards or anything. It's the type of cards that you might recognize from a more obscure religion tied to like Haitian voodoo.
oh,
So a lot of like death symbols, stuff like that.
yeah. I don't know what to do with that information, but now that I know it.
You just recognize it's something strange that, you know, you've seen a kid play a guitar and you've seen a doctor heal someone by touching them, but you haven't seen someone pull out a deck of cards and attempt to talk to dead people. So yeah, what are your 2 questions then to ask the spirits that are here?
Wow, I can't. There we go.
What happened to the boy that was here trading away his mother's thing?
How do the spirits communicate to you?
I imagine it would be probably through, like, it wouldn't be so much like directly talking to me through so much as with I hate to do this to myself, but like cryptic whispers and like partial bits of conversation and whatnot. Because I mean, they're spirits; they're only kind of like partially there, right?
We're spooky
So
spirits.
yeah, you get like hidden, boat,
Okay, so it's about what I thought it was.
Yeah, hidden boat and like metal.
Okay. I'm not sure what to do for the second question.
What are the cards telling you, mate?
Is he okay?
Hmm.
That one seems a bit more.
Yes. And no. You receive both.
Okay. The cards are telling me he's like I thought. He was smuggled away on the boat. Something about one of the cards here. This one of you see the mountain on the card. There's something about metal. Maybe he was. That's how he's being blocked from the sight of the old lady. Maybe they put him in a box or something. I'm not sure. And then there's two cards here. One is for life and one is for ill will. And you notice they're facing opposites of each other. He's in turmoil. He's both doing well and not so well.
Ah, Schrodinger's child. Mm-hmm. Yes. He's both alive and dead.
William, do you want to investigate using a different method and source?
Let's see what
Or Mike, are you done planting orchids? Are you gonna come join the boys under the bridge?
Yeah, I would have wandered over that way.
Okay.
Bridge party.
So yeah,
I'm
Mike,
gonna
what do you want to do as well?
I'm being a useless twat and playing with cards.
He's just like shuffling
Solitaire.
cards.
Solitaire.
I mean, I know what I'm gonna do. So you're up, Mike.
Who was it that we're talking to?
You're investigating the bridge that the kid was last seen going underneath, and then a boat went one way, and this Shin Lim went the other, walking out of the park. But the kid was not seen again.
Well, I cleaned up this bridge.
You did. You cleaned the ivy.
Would there have been any signs of struggle left behind the ivy?
The ivy was more on the outside. Doesn't seem to be the underneath. Seems to have been kind of washed away by water, so there doesn't seem to be any active, blood stains or anything like that. Yeah, if you want to investigate further, if you're taking like a closer look or using some of your special powers to investigate, we can do that too.
What's under the bridge? Like, is it just a bridge over a path, or is there like a small
water.
stream?
There's a canal that goes through here that leads to the larger river that splits the city. It's probably about maybe 8 feet across. Looks to be a good 6.5 feet deep. Water's moving fairly steadily.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to.
Does it look like you can swim in it?
Yeah, I mean it's not it. You're gonna have to swim against it, but it's not moving so fast you're gonna be immediately swept away.
All right.
It's probably not the cleanest thing to swim in. It is,
Yeah, it's a
river
canal
in the
in
19th century.
Yeah.
But you could.
This is the part where the story grinds to a halt because we don't know what to do.
Well, I mean, we do. He was ferried away in a boat full of potatoes, possibly under a metal cover to the industrial section. and we could figure out probably approximately where he went in the industrial section and pick up from there. But right now, I figured we'd just check out the bridge more in case we forgot anything.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I wasn't. My brain works in mysterious and horrible ways. Or I just said that to sound cool. I'm not sure yet.
Bit of both.
I don't know. Do I get any kind of? I guess I would have to investigate. Roll to investigate, wouldn't I?
If you're trying to see if there's anything else here, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I will. I'll
So how are you
roll to
investigating? Just looking around, listening, feeling?
I'm a look and smell and feel around.
Okay.
I don't know if I have any tags to add to that. I'm looking.
Yeah, it probably
I'll
smells a bit
use
strange, like a bit like ozone down here. The spirits have come and played their part, and there's kind of a
I'll
ghostly
use
smell.
martial arts to, maybe kind of detect if there was even a struggle, even
Okay.
though it might have been washed away, and that'll be about it. And then we'll hit an investigate. That's a 12. Ooh.
Okay. So what is your question then?
Investigate. Do. Um, I'm always the one for straightforward
They
questions
can
and
help.
answers, but
Well, we can put it up to the table for input if needed.
Well, we already kind of know which way he went, and we already did
yeah,
he
I'm just trying to find out if he maybe went willingly or he.
did they leave anything behind? Because you're not asking a question of a person, you're asking of the situation. So ask if there's anything left behind, maybe on the path or in the river or something, that as a clue.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Indeed, that is the
Well,
right
I was.
question. So, as you sit there and you begin to kind of look over, try and study the walls, look up above, looking down where the path is, just see if there's any marks, you start to hear very faintly beneath the gurgling of the canal a sound of something hitting the wall down within the river. Sound of small metal things just clinking against the side of the wall down in the water.
I'm gonna be like, hey, there's something in the water, and then I'm gonna go in after it.
Okay. How well are you as a swimmer in dress clothes?
Probably not that great,
Okay.
but I wasn't expecting to dive all the way in. I was
Yeah.
gonna
So
like
you hop
halfway
in.
in. Yeah.
It's you don't reach the bottom just by holding on to the side.
Yeah.
It's moving like not like lazy river, but kind of like when a wave pool. It's moving a little bit
Yeah.
enough that you feel pulled,
Enough that I feel I'm being tugged, but I'm not like
not
being
being
yanked down
sucked
the
down the
river.
river. No.
Yeah.
Mike and Calvin, you see him jump into the river. Do you two
Oh
exclaim in
Lord, it's
excitement,
cold.
or
Oh, well, that happened.
you're wet now?
I'm not going in after him.
No, no. I'm gonna reach down and try to grab whatever it is.
Yeah, you reach and you still don't touch the bottom. It's about probably 6 foot deep.
Oh, I should be able to
Like
like
use your
stand on it.
toes. Get
Yeah,
it?
with like the top of my head poking out. I should be okay. I'm like 6'2".
Okay, I'm gonna have you take the risk to see if you're able to grab it with your toes, or
Well, I don't want to grab it with my toes. I'm just like
just
I
gonna do a
should be able
handstand.
to. Well, I'm gonna dive for it. You know,
Gonna like squat.
I'm gonna dive.
Gonna
I'm gonna.
dive into a 6 foot pool. Okay.
I'm gonna turn and like
Submerge yourself. I got it.
yeah. I'm
Okay.
not look, just
Yeah, it's fine. It's not that deep. I don't think this is this is not a necessarily a danger. I think you're competent enough. You turn, you keep your hand on the wall, and you kind of push yourself down and reach, and you find a small, it feels like a sack of coins.
oh,
Hmm.
well, I'm gonna bring it out and set it on the edge.
So as you lift it up, you see that there's a logo on the side of this bag. It's, probably about that big. It has a leather twine on it, and imprinted, kind of like burned into the side, it says Mather Industries.
Why does that sound familiar?
What is it called again? Sorry.
I posted it in chat. Mather
Oh.
Industries.
Maybe this is where they took him into the industrial district.
Maybe.
Why leave the bag?
Well, may not have been on purpose if he left with a struggle. They may have left in a hurry and not come back for the bag. What's in it?
Feels like coins, but I'm gonna open the bag.
Yeah, there's, as you open it up, you look inside. There's silver pieces, probably worth about $200 in it. The money though looks a bit older, like not ancient, but not something people would normally use. Like, finding a 1950 penny these days just looks like older currency.
Especially in my country.
Mm-hmm.
Is it fake?
No, it looks like real dollar bills, just silver pieces.
Well,
It may or may not be connected, but should not dismiss it.
all right. Let me put that in my notes, because taking notes is something everybody should do, even though this
Oh
is
yeah.
the first time I've ever taken notes. And taking notes usually prevents people from dying, so I'm not killing Phazon by taking notes.
Mike, is there anything else you want to do in the park?
There's not really much I can help with.
So they've been able to determine kind of what happened to the boy, where the boy might be. Are you looking to find any information about this person that he was here with?
Oops.
You haven't asked the lady any questions, so you have the opportunity to go and ask her some questions if you wish.
She's nice.
She's a nice lady.
I don't have any tags pertaining to my true love.
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure you have a whole theme that has a lot to do with a certain person you might be falling in love with.
Hey, I was able to use I love possession. So
I mean, on that one, it's widely supported by the public. That doesn't really work. Quick care and growth of plants.
You do love
You love
those
your plants.
I mean,
So much that you will sacrifice other things to care for a sick plant.
You went to jail
And
because of a plant.
that sounds like a good one to me.
I mean, I only got the one.
Then you wanted to love the grocery lady. I don't know if you have a tag for that or not. Story tags count.
Nope.
Okay. No worries. So in that case, it's starting to get later in the day. Probably to the point that most people are beginning to leave the park. You all seem to have gathered some information for the day, so I think what we'll do is we will fade out on William pulling himself from the river, kind of holding a bag, and as the camera begins to kind of zoom in past his shoulder as he gets out of the water into the logo that's on the bag, and then credits roll.